Hello, I'm Richard Raffan. I've just made this little bowl out of birdseye Huon pine. Very nice bit of wood, and that's what you're going to see in this video. This is a disc of Huon pine which came my way. The main features are this load of what looks like a broken, or the remnants of a branch or something like that. It looks as though it's got birdseye and it's been covered with some kind of paint or gunk to presumably prevent it splitting, which it hasn't. There's a split there. There's I saw some others. There are little splits all over it which you can hardly see. Another one there. There's not much I can do with this lot. So I've redrawn a circle here just to take that out, and so my first job is going to be to cut this bit off, so I've got a round disc to go onto the lathe. So the first cut, I've just exposed the timber underneath the whatever was put on it. So there is birdseye in there, which is going to be good. And yes, onto the lathe. So I need to drill a center hole, and then this will go onto the screw chuck. Half-inch spindle gouge, half-inch flute. Well, this tool was cutting very nicely yesterday on a hardwood. Nothing much is happening now, so I'll just sharpen it. So if a tool's not cutting as you expect, go to the grinder and sharpen the tool. Good, and that has made a bit of a difference. Huon pine can be some of the easiest stuff to work in the world, and it can also be some of the hardest if it's come off a beech or was grown in very sandy conditions or something. But anyway, it can be hard, and this is a harder bit. I'm running at about 1,000. This is a 200mm disc, 8 inches or thereabouts, just a bit more maybe. So it's going to be pretty, very pretty stuff. That is quite a problem. It's really kind of pulled out. I'm beginning to wish I'd cut a slightly smaller disc. We'll carry on. Let's see how we go.
うん。
try a push cut and see if that's going to make any difference. Still a lot of torn grain there. In fact, I don't waste your time doing a push cut at the moment. I need to get rid of this lot. You hear a whipping sound in there, which is still part of the torn grain. Just come in from the side and let's see if that makes any difference. Still trying to get rid of the stuff I don't want. I've got another 1/4 of an inch to take off, or that's in fact 1/2 inch in diameter. Still a problem there. So I made the wrong decision when cutting the blank originally. This could have been slightly larger. Right, I'm down to solid stuff. It's going to look very nice. Check that it's slightly concave. Right, so you can see it's going to be a pretty flash bit of wood. So it's now running more true, and I'm up to 1400 speed. Wonder what kind of shape I want. I think I've just gone past my first option for a chuck. If I can, I try and use my chuck sizes. I quite like bowls with a foot. And so if I can fit one, take a bowl with a foot straight out of a chuck, that saves a lot of time, and effort. I never expand inside a foot with a recess if I can possibly avoid it, because you're gripping on a smaller diameter and you get a much better grip, gripping a tenon, much more secure fixing. So this will come down to this. And that will be for the step jaws, and I think that'll be all right. Now see how this scrapes. A long time since I've worked Huon pine, so, or as a bowl. Yes, it doesn't come up any smoother than that. That damage is still there. It's really irritating. So I'm going to mark where the top is, and I'm aiming to take that little knot, little hole away. Sneak up on it with a shear cut. Almost gone. Now that's now given me a lump about here, which I don't really like. What I have achieved is I've got rid of the defect, maintained the diameter. So commercially that makes sense. Around the edge here, I'll do that with the 3/8 spindle gouge. Left wing just right on its side. I'm going to roll the rim around here into a corner. So that when I look from the side, there's a shadow line essentially. The curve flattens out into the bottom of the bead, so I'm just going to use the spear point to get in there. Now up to 1700. Just stroking the surface. There's a little dark mark at centre, which is not my pencil or anything, it's just a series of little dots. And the foot, just stroke the outer rim with the left wing, and then roll the tool over, come in and just roll the tool very slightly counterclockwise to sort of shear cut in on the top of the foot. Right, almost seems a shame to sand that, but sanded it will be, because it's not smooth enough for the people who like smooth and not rough enough for the people who like rough. .180 grids. .240. I don't often sand past 240 grit, 320. And if I make these bowls too smooth, people won't buy them. They'll ruin the finish or something. This is 400 with the rotary sander. Rice oil. Alright, here's my really waxy oily cloth. Probably didn't need to put the oil on. Melt that into the wood. And a cleaner rag. Right, first off, drill a depth hole, slightly more than that one. Right, 3/8 of an inch bowl gouge, deep fluted bowl gouge. Escaped backwards because I didn't have the tool right on its side as I started, and the wood was trying to run up the edge. The wood's fixed, so the tool moves. I like to get down to the bottom of the hole first, so I know where all the other cuts are going. Up. So I've got a split there. I'm really thinking kind of a long, a long rim down into the side here. catch. It's a bit unfortunate. I'll show you what the damage was. It won't be too severe. There's a little run back there, so that was probably going to come out anyway, so it's not a big deal. Check where that split went. We're up there. Still a hint bit, but not too much of an issue. This is a pretty valuable bit of wood. I might just check the thickness on the bottom. That's about right. Doesn't sound about right. So it's about 1/4 of an inch. It is 1/4 of an inch, which is 6 millimeters. Doesn't really need to be much more than that, or much less rather. Can take it out a little bit there, but I quite like the shape. I like the shape at the moment. Just undercut that a little bit. So the little kind of, there is still a ridge just where my thumb is. Sand that. So with the sanding done, that came up pretty nicely. And I'm just going to apply the oily waxy sock. It's full of beeswax and the rice bran oil. That will probably do it.